For the last few seasons, Arsenal has been made fun of. They've been ridiculed, not taken seriously, and even widely earning the narrative of professional bottlers. Because after looking like they would finally win the league after so many years, at the very last moment, not once, but twice, they would absolutely choke in epic proportions. Despite how solid the club is, despite how equally stacked they are from the defense, midfield, and attack, and even despite having a great manager by their side, they just never managed to get over the hurdle. And towards the second half of the season, narratives that they would choke the lead started to rise up once again. They were dropping crucial points at a crucial moment, while on the other hand, clubs like Man City would go on tremendous win streaks, causing even Arsenal supporters themselves to have a little bit of doubt. And in the beginning of the season, I actually hyped Arsenal up, and it's not only because the personnel changes they've made this year have really put them over the top, but primarily, for me, the biggest factor in why I believe Arsenal can finally get it done this season, and the same reason why Arsenal was able to get through those mid-season struggles, was because when they needed him most, their goalkeeper, David Raya, stepped up. Not only has he completely changed Arsenal goalkeeping since he joined the club, but this season he's taken it to an even higher level. And right now, for goalkeepers in the Premier League, David Raya is without a doubt the most valuable goalkeeper in the Premier League. And if we break down the stats, the numbers, and the moments, I'll show you exactly why. Because first of all, we have to mention just how close Arsenal were to actually being Premier League champions. Because in the 2022-23 season, they finished just 5 points behind Man City. In fact, at match day 32, they were on top of the league. With just 6 matches left in the season, they blew the lead to Man City. In the 2023-24 season, they finished just 2 points behind Man City, once again blowing the lead after they let Man City get ahead in the 33rd matchday, following a surprise 2-0 upset to Aston Villa. And in the 24-25 season, Liverpool broke ahead and Arsenal could never really catch up. But still, they would finish second in the league. So for the last several years now, Arsenal has consistently been one of the best teams in the Premier League, but just never being able to quite get over the line. But during the 2022-23 season, Arsenal's goalkeeper was Aaron Ramsdale. His performances were pretty solid, finishing the season with a save percentage around 70%. Definitely not bad, but still not great by Premier League standards. However, despite having one of the league's best defensive structures in front of him, Arsenal actually conceded more goals than expected, based on the quality of chances they allowed. That gap may seem small, but in the title race, small differences matter. The following 2023-24 season, Ramsdale's save percentages dropped to roughly 65%. And once again, Arsenal found themselves conceding more goals than expected, and although the team remained competitive all the way to the 33rd match week, it's small mistakes like that cost them the title. But this is where David Raya begins. When David Raya initially joined Arsenal, nobody knew him. He was just some Spanish goalkeeper that played for Brentford. However, when Arsenal got him on loan, they would be pleasantly surprised. Immediately, he showed that he was way more consistent than Aaron Ramsdale. Initially, he would have a save percentage of 75%, 10% higher than Aaron Ramsdale that same season. It was such an upgrade in goalkeeping quality that Arsenal had to fully sign him. And when he finally played that first full season during the 24-25 campaign, the numbers for Arsenal started turning around. Overall, David Raya would have a 74.1 save percentage in the league, and it was that season that Arsenal finally conceded fewer goals than expected. But the most standout statistic that year for David Raya was that in the Champions League, in the 13 matches he played and the 35 goals shot towards him, he would save 29. That is an elite goal save percentage of 80%. Not only did he have those sweeper-keeper instincts, that confidence in his long passing, and that composure in the biggest moments, but David Raya even finished last season with one of the highest clean sheets total in the league. Now it was abundantly clear. It has been many years, but Arsenal had finally found themselves an elite goalkeeper. And in this 2025-26 season, with David Raya taking that next step, out of every goalkeeper in the Premier League, David Raya has the lowest goal scored against him per 90 minutes. Oh, but not only that. This season, David Raya also has the most clean sheets in the Premier League, 3 more than Gianluigi Donnarumma. But what's even more impressive is that for this season's Champions League campaign, in his 7 Champions League appearances with 20 shots on goal towards him, he would only concede 2. That gives him an absolutely insane Champions League save percentage of 90%. Simply put, if you were in the Champions League now and you had a chance to score against David Raya, statistically, your shot would only have a 10% chance of going in. Okay, but admittedly, that doesn't tell the whole story. Not to glaze him too hard, because Arsenal's defense has also been absolutely elite this season. Even getting by them and having a good look towards taking a shot is not easy. And if you've ever found yourself struggling to get by defenders, maybe you need to work on your touch and dribbling. And if you want to start doing that now without actually having to go on the pitch. Because with FPro's all-in-one training ecosystem, you can turn your living room, garage, or even your backyard into your own personal training academy. With FPro, it's basically like having a football coach in your pocket. FPro's Ball Mastery Mat guides you step by step with drills designed by UEFA coaches. You get access to over 100 guided drills to help you master control, footwork, and coordination. With as little as 20 minutes of training a day, you can make serious football progress. And with FPro, all you have to simply do is pay a monthly subscription. And the FPro app gives you access to over 200 drills, daily challenges, and training videos that they're constantly updating and improving. Plus, the app even lets you keep track of your progress through their leaderboards, making training more fun, interactive, and competitive. So whether you're just starting out or trying to reach the next level, FPro helps you train harder, smarter, and gives you structured development that you can actually see and track. So if you're serious about football and want to give it a try for yourself, your kids, or maybe someone you know, click the link in my description and use my promo code Raymar, or go to fpro.com/Raymar to get 20% off your FPro order. Thanks to FPro for sponsoring this video. But anyways, like I said, I get it. I'm not going to pretend like Arsenal's defense is not a big factor as to why David Raya is not getting scored on as much as other goalkeepers in the league. So that's why we actually have to look at a different metric here. David Raya ranks among league leaders in save percentage and clean sheets, while also showing positive goals prevented relative to post-shot goals expected. Yeah, it sounds a little confusing. This simply means that he's conceding fewer goals than the quality of shots faced would normally predict. If his performances were largely due to Arsenal's defense, those numbers would be neutral, but instead, they're positive. And a super crucial moment where David Raya came up big when the stakes were highest was in Arsenal's recent 2-1 win over Chelsea. You could see him directly stopping these insane shots. And this is the kind of clutch goalkeeping you need when the title race is incredibly tight, with Mikel Arteta even saying that his heart almost stopped when David Raya made that incredible save.
And I got the right angle and was just my heart almost stopped.
And this win was absolutely crucial for Arsenal, as it once more restored their 5-point lead in the title race. Because if they had let that one slip, Man City would be creeping up ever so slowly behind them, and City is already in incredible form as well. And it was in margins like that that they overtook Arsenal all those seasons ago. And off the top of my head, another incredible highlight save from David Raya was earlier in the season against Brighton. Though the match resulted in a 2-1 win for Arsenal, this was one of the most exciting matches they had all season. And it's matches like this particularly that David Raya really shows how he comes up in big moments, making dives, last-minute touches, and overall incredible goalkeeping to help his team maintain their lead. There was even an analysis that Sky Sports did between David Raya and Donnarumma. But as you can see, where Raya really overperforms over Donnarumma is in crosses claimed, through ball sweeping, and distribution. And that's because, like I briefly mentioned earlier in the video, Donnarumma really is an incredible sweeper keeper. In fact, I'd go on to say that he's the best sweeper keeper in the entire league. And his playstyle is incredibly important for the overall structure of Arsenal. And that's because Arsenal does not play a passive defensive system, mainly because of two things: the fact that Arsenal play a high line, and the fact that they start their build-up through their goalkeeper. Because of Raya's passing, defenders are comfortable giving him the ball, without having to worry that he's going to get pressed and make a bad mistake. And because of this, when teams try to press him, the opposition is already down one man as he pushes the ball forward and Arsenal starts their build-up attack. Plus, the reason that David Raya is also so valuable right now is the fact that he wasn't some globally branded elite goalkeeper. Compared to other goalkeepers, Arsenal signed him for pennies on the dollar. And boy, did they get an absolute bargain. In these last 2 seasons alone, David Raya's valuation has completely shot up. In fact, it might not even be wrong to say that David Raya is the best goalkeeper signing in the last few years. However, one thing with Arsenal's defense is while they do play a high line, sometimes it can be risky. But then again, that's where David Raya's skill sets and abilities come in. Raya's sweeping metrics shows frequent defensive actions outside the box, meaning that he's basically cleaning up all those mistakes and mitigating risks before the opposition has a chance to get the ball at an incredibly risky position. Basically, without him, Arsenal's defense wouldn't be as strong as it is right now. Perhaps if another goalkeeper was behind them with their high line, they would have been making a lot more mistakes. And with their strong defense and their incredibly solid goalkeeper, Arsenal's midfielders and forwards have the luxury to behave a little bit differently. There's less anxiety and less pressure for them to run back and help on defense, meaning that Arsenal's counterattacks are incredibly swift, precise, and devastating. Because honestly, when your defense does its job, it just makes life a whole lot easier for your midfielders and forwards. I mean, just look at this specific stat. Because amongst the best sweeper keepers in the league, David Raya has the most sweeper-keeper regains of any goalkeeper. But this really measures just how quickly David Raya can come off his line and snuff out attacks and clean up for his defenders. Not only does he show the physical pace to get there, but it also shows his intelligence and ability to read the game. Former Liverpool manager Rafa Benitez says it perfectly. 20 years ago, it was all about shot stopping. Now, it's all about the details, and it's at a completely different level. The transformation from goalkeepers only making saves to distributing, trying to keep possession, playing outside the box, it's changed a lot since 15 years ago. The pressure and things they have to do now really makes them like an 11th outfield player. I couldn't have said it better, because that's exactly how David Raya acts on the pitch. Not only is he their incredibly elite goalkeeper, but he really is that 11th player that actually passes and distributes the ball, making pressing and dispossessing Arsenal all that much harder. And it truly helps that Raya has that composure when he's on the ball. He's not shaky, he's not rushing, and in turn that causes him to make less mistakes. Now naturally, with Arsenal and Man City being so close in the title race, coincidentally also having two of the best goalkeepers in the league, a lot of people like to argue between who's better, Raya or Donnarumma. Honestly, for me, it's pretty tough. Donnarumma has been proven, but David Raya is also on the rise and making his case. The simple truth of it is, whichever goalkeeper is best, as the season comes to an end and the Champions League progresses, both goalkeepers are absolutely going to have to be in their best form, because when their teams get scored on, everyone knows all the eyes are going to be on them. So whether Arsenal can maintain this lead and finally win the league title after so many years, or Man City can undercut them and come out of nowhere to steal that top of the table position. While most people think it's going to come down to their attack, me personally, I think it's all going to come down to the defense and see which of the two goalkeepers steps up the most.